Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. I am your not hosting host, Chasey the Goose Goose, and to my whatever side is David the Lake Lagus, the one in the white tee. Yes, there he is. And our moderator today is going to be Nato Trabez himself. Now, today we have a very special video. We at the Collective are bringing you a tier list video, NFL style. This is going to be preseason thoughts.
Incredible.
Okay, it's going to be an
Chase,
incredible.
you're forgetting something. Dual competing tier lists.
Absolutely.
This has not been done before. Okay,
Never
revolutionary. And not only is it me versus Chase, and we'll compare at the end of the season, but it is the well-prepared, incredibly researched, analytical. He's gone game by game, this man, Chase the Goose Goose. Game by game. Look at this. Look at his preparation. He has had too much time at work, okay? Too much.
That's true.
On the other hand, we have me. I have not prepared at all. I honestly don't even know who's coaching half of these teams. I'm somewhat sleep deprived, I'm emotionally rattled, and I'm ready to get down to business.
We are absolutely ready to get down. Nate?
Absolutely.
What are we doing here today?
Absolutely, man. So the basic premise of this is going to be you have 32 teams laid in front of you. Some of you have obviously researched, some of you are not. Some of you are going in entirely cold with the season. So, going forward, I would love to hear, thoughts, breakdowns, game by game, if you will, for some of these teams. And we're actually just going to start it off. Let's start off with San Francisco. Where are we thinking? What are we thinking?
I'll start here. Now, I think there's a San Francisco phenomena that we have to acknowledge, okay? Now,
agreed.
San Francisco teams tend to alternate, whether they're good or bad, year on year. Exception, Warriors. Okay, fine. But even then, they kind of still follow this pattern. Now, since Kyle Shanahan has taken over in San Francisco, they've alternated. Terrible 1 year with injuries. Great the next year, Super Bowl appearance. Terrible the next year with injuries. Great the next year, conference championship appearance. So this year, they're going to be terrible. I'm going 4-6 wins. Injuries will decimate this team. It is known. Incredibly talented roster, don't get me wrong. If they stay healthy, I could see much better. But they won't. And so 4-6.
All right, are we okay to lock that in, David?
Oh, for sure.
Lock that in, 4-6. Let's do it. San Francisco going right there, 4-6.
All right,
Jason, your thoughts?
I just want to apologize first off for the complete lack of knowledge this man has when it comes to NFL football at all. Granted, he knows more than I do, but that does not mean that he knows more than me. So what I'm telling you here is that all I've heard from training camp and all I've seen so far
is that Trey Lance is incredibly inconsistent.
Is that Trey Lance is loved by his teammates. He's a great teammate so far. Maybe even better than Jimmy Garoppolo. That guy doesn't pick up the phone. Okay? But George Kittle has been raving about Trey Lance. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan feels good about this. They've put all of their love and future behind this man. A man who has played 30 total football games in his life. Okay? And they're going to put him on an NFL field. The roster is too good. They have a man that looks bigger than any defensive lineman that you could possibly even think of going against on their team. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but he's just a behemoth. He's going to be great on the inside. Unfortunately, he's in the division as my Rams, but I'm still giving the Niners 11 wins this season. That's what the league ad says.
What a change from
11-6. Their schedule is not horrible. They're gonna split the series with the Rams, assuming that the Rams don't have any injuries. And I am of an opposite opinion, since the 49ers, I believe, got decimated last year with injuries as well. Not as much, but they still had some. It will not bite them in the asses.
We're locking it in.
I just want to recap here. I'm with the weapons on that offense, right? The Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. The running back situation is going to be great. They have a lot of good.
Better.
Trey Sermon's actually going to be fantasy relevant this year, calling it. Probably not though. And
Javon Kinlaw.
You just figured out Javon Kinlaw.
Let me just show you Javon Kinlaw.
And you want to respect this guy's tier list opinions. Yes, we've all seen the video. We've all seen it.
Look at that.
He is a large human. But all I'm saying is he's a direct replacement, right? Like they drafted him to replace. Like it's not like he's an upgrade, really. I mean, he might, but he's good. Good football player.
And I automatically said he's going to win football games.
So where are we locking it in, Chase?
I already said they're getting 11 wins. I don't know where that is.
That's
on
10,
the
11
12, 10,
wins.
12.
10 to 12.
I have
All right.
consulted the legal pad sheet.
We're gonna
It
lock
says
that in right
here,
there.
11-6.
Well done, gentlemen.
Chase, you're up next.
That's one team out of the way. So the
Give me the
next
next
team on
team.
the chopping block here is the Arizona Cardinals. David, the floor is yours.
Trash.
It's actually it's gonna be Chase's turn because I don't want to go first every time, so we're gonna
Okay.
alternate. It's
Sure.
kinda like a
By all
snake
means.
draft.
All I know is that they had to put in a specific thing for Kyler Murray to look at film.
You know,
He's
that's
not
gone.
even that
It's gone.
good. I
It's
know
gone.
it's wrong, but I don't care if it's gone. They had to think about it. As my headphones fall apart as I'm sitting here. The Cardinals have done a couple of things. They have added a decent amount of weapons, but they also lost Christian Kirk. But the problem is that I'm just not feeling it. You know, I'm feeling the Rams and I'm feeling the 49ers in this division. So they're going to get a couple of wins, not a lot. I'm giving them 8 to 9.
I have to tell you, I'm extremely conflicted here. I think they're going to be better than the Niners. And they could even be great. This could, if everything goes perfectly for this team, if Cliff Kingsbury figures it out, Kyler Murray can play a full season at the level that we've seen him play.
We have to think about
I
it
could see
too.
this
Last year, the Cardinals started off, what was that, 7-8-0?
They did, and then they fell apart. Okay, which they
After the new
tended
Call of
to
Duty
do.
came out.
So
Valid point as well.
I think this is Kyler Murray's year. Okay, I think he has a full season. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in the playoffs. Okay, they had one of the worst playoff performances I've seen in a while last year. Okay, to the eventual champions, of course. You know, don't get it twisted. I'm thinking here. I'm conflicted between 10 to 12 wins and 7 and 9 wins. I almost want to catapult them up, but I'm not going to. We're going to go 7 and 9 wins. We're going to be in agreement here, Chase.
Yeah, I've got them at 8 and 9 as the season goes, which is exactly what Vegas has them at. So I'm definitely going to stick with that.
Sure. Go ahead and lock those in.
Nate, what do you think so far?
I think you guys both make some very valid points on both ends of the ball. I mean, one of the things I heard the most last year, especially now being an Arizona native, is how unimpressed everyone here at least was with their football team, and then they come out and they do something spectacular as go 8-0 off the start of the season on the back of a quarterback, frankly, who in my opinion is quite unproven up until this last year. Excuse me. So I think you both make
He has his moments.
very valuable cases for the opportunity of them to branch into that 10 to 12 wins, but it really just comes down to one, the commitment behind Kyler Murray. Is the new Call of Duty going to be good enough for him to want to play? And it's just it really is the team dynamic there this year for the Cardinals.
Shit.
Listen,
I
I
there
want-
somewhere, dude.
Hold on. First of all, I think the more Call of Duty Kyler Murray plays, the better. I think the reason he dropped off a cliff is because Vanguard came out. No one wanted to play that.
That's a
okay.
good point. That ruined everyone's lives. Okay.
So
Everyone
my
knows that.
theory, Chase, is that this year maybe the Call of Duty is slightly better. Kyler plays a bit more and is then happier. You know, if you have your relaxation time, if you can chill out a bit, that might make you perform better. There's a reason that in a lot of countries efficiency is improved by mandatory vacation time. Get Kyler Murray on COD,
There you go.
you get wins.
Get them. You know, well, I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember when their bye week is, but if it's at the right time, you never know what can happen.
Have him grinding GBs, brother. Get some wagers going.
Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan. Okay, so I guess our moderator is back.
I'm thinking we're moving on to the Baltimore Ravens here.
Baltimore Ravens. That is what's next. That's absolutely right, David. You take it away. You're next.
You know, I haven't thought about this team at all. Literally haven't considered them for a second. Now, J.K. Dobbins is back, I'm assuming. Love some J.K. Dobbins. He did ruin me and Chase's fantasy season last year.
True.
But I won't hold that against him. I don't hold grudges.
Of course.
Now, Lamar Jackson is excellent. Okay, excellent. They have one of the best cornerbacks in all of football. Okay, this team, really good in an excellent division, one of the best divisions in football. Okay, and that's where the conflict begins because the Bengals, obviously incredible. The Steelers, while their roster looks mediocre, they just don't do not 500. They just don't do it.
They actually never have under Mike Tomlin.
They just haven't. And then, of course, you've got the Browns, which are an interesting situation. Great roster. Jacoby Brissett for a while. Deshaun Watson, maybe. This division's fascinating. I'm thinking for Baltimore here. I'm thinking 10 to 12 wins. I think they will be successful. Okay, they've got a great coach, great quarterback, and they've got consistency there. They don't change it up. Baltimore's a storied franchise. They don't change shit up too often. That works oftentimes. They won't be decimated by injuries this year. They've got some weapons for Lamar. I'm giving them 10 to 12 wins.
I agree. And here's why. Mostly because not only are they going to extend Lamar very soon and give him a nice guaranteed contract because of Deshaun Watson, but I would also like to point out that not only they are getting stronger in the backfield once again, but their backup quarterback is like barely a downgrade from Lamar. Like the guy is insane. He's got the exact same play style as Lamar does too, which is why it works so well in their offense. So regardless of what happens with Lamar, this is going to be a good team. They've stouted up that defense a little bit as well. I have them going 11-6 and going second in that division.
All right. So we have Baltimore going 11-6 for Chase. So that's in the 10 to 12 spot there. We're just going to go ahead and lock that in. David, you also said the 10 to 12 spot,
10 to
if I
12.
believe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By the way, Vegas has them at only 9.5 wins, which I think is lowballing them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm giving them
Their
12.
schedule is not too tough, especially early. So if they get a little bit rolling there, and then when they have to beat play the other teams that are in their division that are going to be a little bit better,
I'm caught on the edge of two tiers here, Chase, because I actually see them on the upper echelon of 10 to 12 wins. I'm thinking 12 wins, maybe 13. So I'm orange, yellow tier, they're right in between for me. I went a little lower, a little more. A little more safe.
There's just too much in the AFC, and that division is going to be. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean,
sure.
The Steelers have. We'll talk about them, but their weapons are ridiculous now. Anyways, what's the next team?
Sure. So next on the chopping block, we have the Buffalo Bills.
This is an interesting one. This is a very interesting.
I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this.
Everyone has them as the overall favorites to win the Super Bowl this year.
Interesting.
Everybody thinks that they're the best team by far.
Yes.
But what you also have to remember is that they are in the AFC. And, Josh Allen has had a meteoric rise, but at some point you kind of have to plateau a little bit. Okay. Vegas has them at 11.5. I'm taking under on that. I'm going to say that they're going to take 11 wins. Their schedule is not horrible. It's easier early on. I think they might have a couple of games where they're like, we're kind of just going to send it because we got a bigger opponent the next week, and they might just kind of get caught up. I don't really think that they're going to have this insane year that everybody else thinks they're going to have. And I'm not saying that they're not going to maybe win the Super Bowl or get there. But I'm thinking that the regular season, they might have a couple of times where they're just kind of like cash it in. Josh Allen's going to have a great year, but I don't see a ton of weapons on that team, even though everybody says they have a lot. But it's just a really tough place to play. I mean, it's going to be interesting, but I'm going to give them 11 wins.
I'm conflicted, Chase. Okay, I'm of two minds about this. How does the injustice of how last season ended for them affect this season? Okay, So I think two different ways. First is the NBA approach. Okay, they've already proven they can be successful in the regular season. They don't give a fuck about the regular season this year. They're just coasting into the postseason, and then they get serious. They don't want to put in too much energy. But does anyone actually do that in the NFL? Do teams actually coast during the regular season in the NFL? Can you get away with doing that? I don't know. I could see this going the way you're saying, which is they're obviously good enough to get into the playoffs, 10 to 12 range, but not an insane regular season. Or I could see them saying, us against the world, we're getting 15 to 17 wins.
Yeah. I can see that as well, but I just don't think they're doing that.
Just for the sake of disagreement, I'm going to put them in the 15 to 17 win tier.
I love it.
All right. Go ahead and do that.
I basically just did that because...
No, I'm revising. 13 to 14. 13 to 14. 15 to 17 is too many. It's too many.
No one is winning 15 games this year.
That's where you're wrong, sir. That's where you're wrong.
No one's winning 15 games.
We'll get to that
later. I know
later.
who you're going to say, and you're fucking dumb.
Who do you think I'm going to say?
I'm worried about it.
I guarantee you
we're starting to heat up here, gentlemen. I love it. I love it.
You don't think it's a team that starts with an A? No, I'm kidding. All right.
Absolutely not.
All right, boys. We are going to Carolina. The Carolina Panthers are next. Where do we think they lie?
David, I believe this is on you.
I have no idea what to do with the NFC South, Chase. No idea. This is the most unpredictable division in football. All right, we all know this. This has been the case for forever. Tom Brady's come and he's changed that a bit because he's Tom Brady. But the Buccaneers aren't the Buccaneers this year, okay? We'll get to that later. But the Panthers, man, I could see them winning this division, okay?
You're drunk.
Interesting. Quite the call here, David.
No way. There's
There is
no
a way.
way.
There is a way. They've got two
Down in
solid.
the comments, make sure you roast this man.
They've got first of all, they've got a great roster, head to toe. Only weakness, possibly quarterback, but there they have two serviceable quarterbacks. Christian McCaffrey's back, baby. They have all the weapons at wide receiver. They've got an offensive line. They have an
Can you
offensive
name
line.
one wide receiver for me?
Why would you do that? Why would you? Why would you?
All right. How many wins are they getting?
7-9. 7-9 wins.
All right. At least you came to your senses. They're going to win the division with 7 to 9 wins.
I said they could win the division. They could.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Didn't say
same
they
the
would.
NFC West of old. You're not getting in with a 7 to 9 record.
First of all,
Okay.
that's not a record that's possible. But
Well, not
That's
anymore.
besides
But that was what it was back in the day. Okay, I don't need to hear that crap from you. All I know is that you're giving them 7. What was it? 7 to 9.
yes, sir.
Okay, McCaffrey's back. That's nice. Does he make it through a full season? He's played 10 games last like 3 years. Congratulations. We're drafting him number 1 overall regardless. So let's hope he does well. Although it's really hard when you have Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield as your quarterbacks. Not a lot of weapons, as Dave was saying, and their secondary I hear is getting better, but it's
First of all, they do have a lot of weapons. Stop this erasure of their.
I
of
just
their
wanted
wide
to.
receiver
I just
corps.
asked you to name one, and you
DJ Moore, Terrace Marshall.
Okay, I know you just looked him up, but DJ
No.
Moore, I'll give you DJ Moore.
Terrace Marshall is legitimately awesome.
Okay, cool. But you still have a not great offensive line, a Christian McCaffrey who knows what will happen, and Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold, and we all know the starter is going to be Baker.
Okay, but also Robbie Anderson, another quality wide receiver. He's not going to light it up, but he's going to be consistent and he's going to be good.
I mean,
And fantasy players out there, don't draft him.
I see they have a tough schedule. I have them going 5-12.
Okay.
You're
Getting
wrong.
last in that division, by the way.
Fascinating.
So, David, we chose the 7 to 9 spot and Chase the 4 to 6.
But see, I'm not a wishy-washy guy, so I have mine planned out perfectly, and I tell everybody what exact scores they're getting.
How am I being wishy-washy? What did I say that was inconsistent?
That wasn't the right phrase to use. Can we move on to the next team, please?
It's the Chicago Bears.
Bears
Chase,
are
I believe you're up.
Bears are trash. I have them at Vegas has them at 6.5. I have them at winning 7 games. They're not trash. I lied.
Now who's wishy-washy? Can we find the wish or the wash? Can someone-
Honestly, I
please.
was looking for Carolina. Okay, they have Carolina at 6.5 in Vegas as well, so I'm taking the under on that. And then Chicago. I mean, this is going to be a tough division. Every single one of these teams is going to be in a dogfight. They're all better or worse for different reasons, which is going to even them out greatly. I have them finishing last in their division at 7 and 10. Justin Fields, we don't know.
We don't.
He's good one day,
No,
he's
that's
good.
true.
He's bad the
don't know.
next. It is one of the worst run franchises in football.
And
We don't know where they're going next.
you have to keep in
Nothing
mind, Chase,
about it is
also.
good. They won't even pay their best player on their team. It's a bad team. It's a bad organization. They're moving to Texas. I got them at 7 wins, though.
Chase,
In a
just to follow
dysfunctional
up
division. Very
and to make a
dysfunctional division.
point, similar, you got to do this. Can you name a wide receiver on the Bears?
No, can't, because the only one I can is Allen Robinson, and he's on my team now.
Now, Darnell Mooney's solid, and Darnell Mooney's going to be good this year. Fantasy players, draft him. But that's the only wide receiver I know. You want some Equanimous? No.
First of all, great name.
Yes. But Amon-Ra is the superior St. Brown. Moving on. The Bears. I haven't thought about
Bears. Bear down.
This is tough for me because I think I'm in complete concurrence with you, which I don't like. But yeah, we're gonna have to give them 7 to 9 wins. We're gonna have to do it because I think there's enough there.
Yeah, to make Justin Fields will make some plays in some spots against certain teams.
Yeah, and Matt Nagy.
Yeah,
the
well-run team.
Yes, but there's the fact that Matt Nagy isn't there anymore.
That's a good thing. Solid.
All right.
I don't know why you said it like that the first time, where you were like, "But Matt Nagy." Anyways, what's the next team?
So we're locking in the Chicago Bears at 7 to 9 for both sides. Love that.
Exactly
Next up is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Super Bowl losers, David. What are they gonna do?
I gotta tell you, Chase, the trend on Super Bowl losers isn't good.
Not good at all.
It's not good, okay? Going back to what we talked about before with the San Francisco 49ers, Super Bowl hangover. Obviously, my Falcons. We actually made the playoffs the next year. Hey, how about that? After the worst Super Bowl loss in the history of the world. Now, the Bengals have gotten better. Everyone agrees about this. The team has gotten better. And they were probably a year early, right? I think that's everyone's opinion. They were a year early. They got better. And they got a taste of it. They got close. This is the classic recipe for not a Super Bowl hangover. But it's a Super Bowl hangover. They're getting 10 to 12 wins. I don't know what to tell you.
10 to 12 is not a Super Bowl hangover, Bill.
No, but it is for a team of this quality.
Okay.
It's relative, cheesy boy.
Jace, the floor is yours. Floor is yours.
My turn. Not kidding. First of all, you're accurate. But the Super Bowl hangover has never had to deal with Big Dick Joe Burrow. The man doesn't fucking miss.
Yes.
They're getting 13 wins.
Fair.
Wow.
I'm with that. I disagree, but I'm with
13 wins in a good division with
I hope for it.
Tough schedule.
Yes.
A tough schedule, but they're better. Their tough games are at home most of the time. They're finally getting an indoor practice facility. Kind of a big deal. Bengals are only going up from here. They're the second best team in the AFC.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Maybe third best team. Actually, third best team, but they'll have the second best record. And they will also win their division.
And they'll also have the best player. Thoughts?
Who, Jamar Chase?
Joe Burrow.
You think Joe Burrow is the best player?
This year he might be.
He might be. Joe Burrow, sleeper pick for MVP? I mean, not sleeper at all, but like.
Yes and no, but I actually think they're going to be the third best team in the AFC.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. We are heading to Cleveland.
Dude, imagine shoring up that offensive line. Okay.
That's crazy.
We are heading to Cleveland with a Mayfield-less Brown.
And a Watson-less Browns.
A Watson-less Browns.
For the first 11 games.
Well, is he going to play?
Yes, he will play on week 13 against none other than his Houston Texans.
How about that?
It's a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be alive. That made my eye look weird. Anyways, I will take it from here. It's good that they don't have Baker. That was just a mess. Might say Chase. They just brought in a mess. Yeah, but they don't have to deal with him for a while. They knew they weren't going to have him for 6 games at least. Jacoby Brissett is a very viable backup, almost a starter in the league. Has insane amount of weapons around him. The defense has gotten better. The offense is very good as well. Their run game is insane, so you don't really need a quarterback that's insanely good. You just need one that that has 2 shoulders is basically what you need. And now they have one this year. However, because of the dysfunction of the organization, I'm only giving them 8 wins. I'm going 8-9 for this team this year, and I believe that they are getting last in their division. Classic Brownie. Next year, they'll be good. When Deshaun Watson gets them, because Deshaun Watson's not going to win the first couple of games when he comes back. It's just not going to happen.
When you don't play football for that long, bad things happen.
It's just not going to work.
I'm once again caught here, Chase, in my unhappiness with concurrence because it's all the way they're going 7-10, all the way. Okay, there's no two ways about it. They're a great team with crazy shit going on. Their Browns are going to Browns. Okay,
Yep.
They're going 7-10. There's nothing. You don't even need to say anything else.
This is a throwaway year for them for sure. They're just it was obvious in the contract where they're only giving Deshaun $1 million this year, and then everything else is guaranteed after. They're obviously just mailing it in this year, basically. But the roster's too talented to not get at least 7-8 wins.
His contract allows their salary cap situation this year to be kind of insane, and their roster to be kind of stacked. So if they could somehow sneak into the playoffs, and Deshaun gets going, crazy shit could happen in Cleveland. I wouldn't bet on it.
That's true. I feel the same way about like Pittsburgh.
No.
I feel like
No.
they're both
That's
very,
dumb. That's
they're
dumb.
both very even
No.
in what's going to happen.
No, but I don't think Pittsburgh has any chance of just like going on a run.
Oh yeah, probably not. But I'm just saying, like in like regular season.
Oh,
it's
sure.
inflicted on them.
Sure. No, I can agree with you there.
All right, gentlemen. America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys are trash. 8-9. That's all I'm going to say about them.
Yeah, same. No, let's move on.
Gotcha.
Don't want to talk about them.
The Broncos, Chase. The Broncos nation. Let's ride. Okay.
Let's ride. Hey. Let's ride.
Yes, that's right, sir. Now this is a good team. This is a good team. Okay, all the weapons for Russ. All right. Decent defense. Okay. This team is in a fucking hard division, though. And therefore, I have no idea what to do here. Because I think the Chargers are going to be insane. And I think the Broncos are going to be good. Oh, give them 10-12. Give them 10-12. Give them 10-12.
So we're going to ride this wave of the Denver Broncos because Dane Orlovsky, the man himself, said he would not be surprised if the Denver Broncos won that division. Now, a lot of people are saying, my God, Russell Wilson finally has an offensive line, finally has a good amount of weapons, has a decent defense, probably the best he's had since the Legion of Boom.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm riding it in the opposite direction, David. I think that division is too strong. Their schedule is very tough. Let's not forget that the AFC West is playing the NFC West this year.
It's insane.
Lots of problems to be had. I'm having a very hot take because most people have them in the middle to the top of the division, even in the AFC.
Yeah.
They're going 9-8 and getting last in that division, David.
9-8 is last in that division. Wow.
It is indeed. I mean, those guys are going to cannibalize themselves within the division. Every other team has double-digit wins in that division.
Wow.
It doesn't lie. The sheet does not lie.
Well, we'll find out now, won't we?
That's right.
Going forward,
I'm stunned.
the Detroit Lions.
Your turn? It's your turn.
Motor City Dan Campbell has these guys absolutely living life. They're going to get better tomorrow every day, okay?
Okay.
Because all he cares about is you guys. That's all he thinks about, man. How to set them up for the best possible advantage that I can give you. I swear to you, man. These Detroit Lions are going to bounce back this year. They're going to bounce back in a big fat way, even with Jared Goff. Let's not remember that they lost 4 to 5 games last year on buzzer beaters, and one of them was the record for the longest field goal of all time from the big leg of Justin Tucker himself. Those things are going to come back around. The football
Won't be a fantasy football game.
Are going to look down on the Detroit Lions and Motor City Dan Campbell and say, we are going to bless you this year. They've made some amends to Calvin Johnson, a man that they have wronged in the past. The fucking Detroit Lions are winning 8 games this year. Can you believe it?
I can. But here's the
Their team's
great
just
part.
not good enough.
Chase,
But
Chase,
Motor City Dan Campbell will will his boys to multiple victories this year.
Chase. The fact that you gave this impassioned speech about how the football gods will look down on the Detroit Lions, that was perfect because you're absolutely right, Chase. The NFL gods looking down the Detroit Lions is them getting 8 games. That is the gods looking down.
Sheesh.
The poor fucking franchise, dude. I you gotta feel for him. And once again, I'm in concurrence because they're going 7-10, maybe 8-9. I could even seeing them go 9-8.
Ooh, that'd be sick. They're tough. Their schedule's tough.
I could see it.
If I remember. I don't really remember.
DeAndre Swift is something else, Chase.
That's true. He does have Jared Goff throwing it to him.
And when Jamison Williams comes in, ooh, with TJ Hawkinson out there and Amon-Ra, those are some weapons for Jared. And he is serviceable. He's a serviceable quarterback.
Especially with weapons and a decent line, which they kind of have. Although their defense got absolutely torched by your guy, Matty Ice, in joint practices.
I mean, who doesn't get torched by Matty Ice? Now,
especially with
an actual team around him. My problem with this pick for me is actually the idea of the football gods looking down on the Detroit Lions because, Chase, that's never happened before.
They've made amends with Calvin Johnson.
Chase.
Megatron. They paid him his money.
This team loses on more technicalities, more heartbreaks, the most absurd losses in NFL history. Okay? And that comes from a Falcons fan, Chase.
But David, they never had, just like Joe Burrow is going to break that curse, MCDC is going to break the Detroit Lions curse. Motor City Dan Campbell.
My server muted him. Now, I think we've got to move on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Our man Nate here, his team, because this is a fascinating example of a football team. Chase,
for sure.
I want you to go here.
You know what? I'm actually going to not go. And I'm going to throw it to the moderator, Nato Travis, to see how he feels about his team.
I like that. I do like
that.
I
definitely like the draft picks we made this year. We definitely made some advances, I feel like, in our secondary to kind of help where I feel like we were slacking most is in our rush defense. I feel like a lot of the times would get easily just broken apart in that secondary. People were having field days. I think it was one of the worst rush defenses in the league last year, if I remember correctly.
Those things together don't yield results.
Not even close.
No.
I think I'm not honestly like I would love to say that I have high hopes for us winning the division this year, especially with the Cowboys, Giants, Commanders now always kind of throwing games our way every once in a while. I think we actually went flawless against the Giants last year, but
I'm pretty sure everyone did.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. I think there's a good opportunity for them to at least finish second in the division. I think Cowboys will still, unfortunately, top them. But I think there's a chance they make the. I think there's a chance they make the playoffs. Do I think they get past the first round?
I already told you the Cowboys are going 8-9, so you're definitely winning your division this year. This team is talented.
Nope.
Okay? It is a good team.
No.
Jalen Hurts is going to make plays this year.
I think he has an opportunity to, for sure.
Find his way into his own.
Sure.
The team is it's the best team in that division.
No.
They're going to go 10-7 this year.
Wow.
That's interesting because they're actually going to get 6 wins.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear.
I don't believe in it. I think the injury bug's going to strike this team. That's what I think. Now, it just happens randomly to different teams. You never know who it's going to happen to. The Philadelphia Eagles will not stay healthy this year. And Jalen Hurts is just not good enough to carry a team. That's obviously true. That's obviously true. He's serviceable. He's a good quarterback. I could see him making a playoff run under the right circumstances, having a decent career. But this year's not going to be it. They're getting 6 wins. And I'm sorry to say this as a Bird bro. Don't want to do this to you. Of
course.
But I actually do because the Giants are winning the division. But we'll get to that later.
Wow. Okay. We definitely will be getting to that one. I am more than happy to hear about that one.
I think
Holy.
to go off of what he just said somehow, I think the Eagles will get 5 wins in their division alone, and they have 6 games. So there you go. That's my take.
I promise you, come back to this video. That will not happen. That will not happen. There is a 0% chance of that happening.
Okay, yeah, but the Giants aren't winning the division.
The Giants are just
Let's
winning.
reel it back in, gentlemen. Let's reel it back in. We're heading to Atlanta.
Gosh. I would like to point out that that Vegas has the odds of Philadelphia at 9.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the under.
Vegas has the odds of the Giants at 7.5, which is higher than I thought it would be.
And I'm taking the over there. But the Falcons is the topic right now. My team and the team that will win their division.
Sorry,
with 10 to 12 wins. 10 to 12 wins for the Atlanta Falcons. Chase, answer me this question. I think that you're going to say the Saints are going to win this division. That's what I think you're going to say. And we all know the Saints are terrible. They're the worst franchise in the NFL. And I think we all know that their quarterback. All right, think about this, Chase. These two careers are intertwined like no other. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Super Mariota. Jameis Winston, Crab Leg Boy. Okay? Intertwined careers. They first meet in the Rose Bowl. That's what I'm saying. We have an Oregon fan, and he's believing in Jameis Winston over Marcus Mariota? This is absurd. Here's what's going to happen, Chase. Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder are going to be good quarterbacks. The entire roster has gotten better in every way, okay? In every way. We actually have a wide receiver. Maybe Calvin Ridley, plays football ever again. Probably not, though. We have the best cornerback in the NFL. The best corner in the NFL in A.J. Terrell. Just the best. It's not even close. We have baby Aaron Donald, Grady Jarrett. Okay? We have an insane team. And when do the Falcons do the best, Chase? When you least expect them to. That's what happens in the NFC South.
That's true.
The Falcons are winning 10 to 12 games this season and are winning their division. Lock it in.
They're getting third place and winning 7 to 10 games.
I mean, that's not. We're not that far off.
Sorry, they're going 7 and 10.
We're one tier different. That's fine.
Just in general,
I'm giving them 10 wins.
They're
to be
not
clear.
nearly as good as David thinks that they are. They don't have any starting.
Oh, they're terrible, but they're winning the division.
Exactly. I'll give them 7 wins, though. You thought it was going to be lower.
I'm giving them 10.
7 and 10. That's the
10 and 7.
That's the unbiased opinion of the Atlanta Falcons.
This is pure unbiased, zero bias here. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers, baby.
Your guys' team. Because Aaron Rodgers is hot and Aaron Rodgers is cold. He's not Aaron Rodgers, he's Errant Rodgers. Chase, thoughts?
Aaron bleeping Rodgers.
He's just not consistently, transcendentally great.
He's
historically great.
He's transcendentally great, historically great.
No.
Nate, what do you think the Green Bay Packers are going to do? Have you been paying attention to this team?
This team, not as much, if I'm going to be honest. I know this is T-Ben's team, if I remember correctly, and the man is absolutely just in love with the team. And
shout out T-Ben.
That's the dumbest name I've ever heard.
Shout out T-Ben.
Shout out Steven, man. I've watched highs and lows through this man's face. Career fan, been with him since he can remember. I've watched him be beyond excited, and I've watched him literally cry at games where it just seems like the Green Bay Packers, once again, they're either super hot or they're super cold. They can't seem to figure out where that healthy middle lies and how to make it through a nice regular season.
This team under Matt LaFleur has been insane. Chase, where do you place them here?
They're getting second in their division, Bill.
Okay.
Just last week, Aaron Rodgers had to publicly shame his wide receiver group for running the wrong routes and not knowing the playbook.
Didn't they get in a fight not too long ago, too?
It is not a good thing
not good.
When the back-to-back MVP loses his only target that he had for the last 2 years.
He always makes it work, base.
And then gets not great receivers. Here's the thing. He doesn't always make it work. He doesn't.
Yeah,
I love Aaron Rodgers. I love his style. I love the way he acts off field. when he's talking.
I'm the opposite of you.
When he's talking to Pat McAfee and the boys, I
love how he acts on the field. Hate how he acts off the field.
I love an arrogant son of a bitch. What can I say?
Oh, I like arrogance too.
I love it.
I don't like arrogance. Don't like it.
They're going to get 9 wins just because their team is good. Their defense looks incredible.
God damn, I hate agreeing with you.
But I don't think that they're going to do well. They're going to get second in their division. Aaron's definitely not having an MVP year. They're just too smart. Aaron's too smart. Matt's too smart. Their defense is too good to be below 500. But they're going to, again, be cannibalized by teams that they shouldn't be cannibalized. Obviously, they're beating the Bears both times because.
So this man thinks that the Vikings are winning that division. I think this division might have a team that goes 9-8 win the division. Yeah, that's my pick. And it's going to be the Green Bay Packers. They're going to win the division going 9-8.
Okay.
On to the Texans here. And the Texans have low-key Davis Mills. Low-key Davis Mills is an NFL quarterback. And that guy plays quarterback in the NFL. And they're going to get 7-9 wins because that team's actually not that bad. And Dameon Pierce is pretty cool. And they're going to get 7-9 wins because Davis Mills... I almost said Patrick Mills, Patty Mills, different sport. 7-9 wins.
It's not bad. It's wrong, but it's not bad. I mean, it's the Houston Texans, right? They haven't really made any upgrades. They haven't made anything like super nice. Davis Mills, yes, he did play well last year.
He plays quarterback in the NFL.
Will he continue to play well? I don't know. Not hyped on this team at all.
No,
I have them actually beating Deshaun because I think I just think.
Oh yeah,
that's just what's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah, no, that's obvious.
First game, it's going to happen. I only have them going. I have them going last in division with 5 wins.
Fair. That's not accurate, but fair.
And David, you had them going 7-9.
Yeah, well, 7. They're going to go 7-10, but they're in the 7-9 range. Yes.
Sure.
Nate, where am I going next?
We're going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis Colts, man.
Indianapolis Colts are staying in the division. By the way,
Carson Wentz
are at 4.5 in Vegas, so even taking 5 is big.
Carson Wentz.
Now Vegas has the Colts at 9.5 wins as well, and I think that is lowballing a great team. Their defense is good. They have the MVP Jonathan Taylor. They have Matt Ryan now. They have Matt Ryan now. Matty Ice, who's
an actual MVP.
Well. Here's the problem. Not a lot of weapons up there, but their weapons are massive. They have Michael Pittman Jr., who's very good, very excellent, but he's their one, and then everybody else is kind of unknown.
What? They have Alec Pierce. Have you seen Alec Pierce?
Yeah, he's huge.
I don't care. They keep coming back to these huge men.
Dude, big boys win NFL football games.
How did we not? Okay, if you want to talk about huge men, how are you not talking about the Atlanta Falcons? Just to go back really quick, they have assembled the largest receiving corps in the NFL.
We said I'm biased, right? And
I've server muted David. So basically, what's going to happen is they're going to win this division easily.
That's yes, duh.
They're going to get 12 wins this year.
No,
I think the team is too good. They had an excellent team last year, but they had Carson Wentz, who not only drives a Bobcat, like who the fuck does that, but also sprained both of his ankles on one play.
Man,
the guy's too reckless, doesn't know what he's doing, just throws the ball away all the time. Indianapolis does not have a tough schedule. Their division is weak this year. 12 wins.
In reality, what's going to happen is this team's going to win 14 games and win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's just what's happening. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could tell you more than that. They're winning 14 games and they're winning the Super Bowl. They're actually not going to have the best record in their conference, though. But they are going to win 14 games and win the Super Bowl. Simple as Matt Ryan with a team around him has never not been amazing. It's just never happened. And they've got a good defense. He's got all the weapons, and he has an offensive line. He's got a good coach. He got a great coach, actually. He's got a coach that won Nate here a Super Bowl. This team is winning a Super Bowl this year. Simple as. And to stay in the division, the Jaguars, at least they don't have Urban Meyer.
Yep.
At least they don't have Urban Meyer.
Let's make a minute to Trevor Lawrence, too, because a lot of from what I've been hearing, is he's never had the potential to actually grow into his potential because of said coach.
Well, that's true.
Yes. You don't even need to unpack that. That's just yes.
You want to keep going, David, or?
Yeah, Jaguars here. Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck here. I am stuck here. I'm between 3 and 4 wins, and so that's
Really?
in between 2 tiers. We'll give them 4 wins. We'll give them 4 wins. We'll do it. Go ahead.
No, David. There's very few times in life where I look at you, and you say something, and I want to just like disagree with you so much, you know. It's very few times that happens because obviously we're the same person. We have the same beliefs in every way. So, obviously I'm joking. I completely disagree with this take. This team has only gotten better in the offseason. They have a coach that believes in their quarterback and is not a complete moron. They have the next Joe Montana, they used to say. Okay. Trevor Lawrence was the heir apparent. They have a better team. Their defense is gotten shored up. They've spent a lot of money. This team is getting second in their division this year. Clan Time is coming alive, and they're going 9-8 this year.
No. They are not going to get last in their division. I'll tell you that right now. With 4 wins, they're not going to get. Well, I don't know if they'll get 4 wins. 4 to 6. But they're not going to get last in their division. Last in their division is going to Tennessee. But
didn't you give the Texans like 7 wins?
Yeah.
A far inferior overall team to the Jaguars.
The Texans are going to win more games than the Jaguars.
Oh my gosh. Nate,
the Jaguars are not a good organization, Chase.
Nate, stand up and show your fucking pajama pants so we can distract ourselves from what David just said. Okay. All right, let's go next. Nate, what's your next
honestly, if I could just weigh in there, I think the Jags do win more games than the Texans, honestly.
Nah.
I think once again, with sort of the perjury that's been going on with the coaching staff, with the front office stuff going on, I think there is a better chance for these guys to finally have a system where, one, they feel like they can do what they need to do every Sunday, and they have the room to grow there. Sure, they're probably a younger team. They have a younger offense. They have a young quarterback who's never had the full potential to become that heir apparent, as we like to say.
I have one thing to say in response to you. Did you use the word perjury instead of the word purge?
Close enough.
Did I?
6.5 is what Vegas has.
Whoops.
I'm taking the way over. It's 9. Nate, what's the next team?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Patty Mahomes, baby.
Patty Mahomes?
That's right. If he regresses to the mean, he would be an average NFL quarterback.
Lost Tyreek Hill. Don't really think it's going to matter too much. Everything they do is incredible. Andy Reid's too smart. They're in a tough division as well. But they're going to win football games. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I have them getting second place in their division with 12 wins.
Yeah.
12 and 5.
I completely agree. Let's move on.
Nate, what's next?
Not San Diego.
No,
the Los Angeles Chargers.
I want Nate to tell me what's next. I'm sick of hearing this guy talk. Nate, quit letting him moderate.
Hey, I
talk over.
I guide where the conversation's going, but if you guys want to take it, I'm here to make sure you guys are facilitated, respectful
for the moderation process.
Absolutely not.
I want him off my goddamn team.
We're going to LA, man. We're going to the Chargers.
All right, David. You think the Chargers are going to win not the Super Bowl, but have the best record in the league?
That is correct. They're going to get 15 wins.
Okay.
The 15 wins.
Okay. I've seen their schedule. They're playing the half of their schedule, more than half.
Insane.
Is the 2 best
divisions
in football.
Correct.
15 wins is not possible.
It is.
They're going to have the best record in the league, and I believe I misspoke earlier when I was talking about the Bengals, but I've consulted my chart here. And I believe the Bengals are only going to win 12 because the Chargers are going to have the best record in the league and the only team to reach 13 wins this year at 13-4. There's too many things happening. There's too many good teams that they're playing. I will say this, that our stats man, the guy that absolutely loves analytics, their head coach, my old defensive coordinator, still has the man giving him the analytics that gave Anthony Lynn the analytics. He's still in charge somehow. Therefore, they're going to blow some games because they went for it last year on 4th and 5 on their own 17-yard line when they were down by 3 points in the middle of the third quarter. They do dumb shit sometimes, and they lose. That causes them to lose football games. Justin Herbert is heir apparent. 13 wins.
15.
It's locked in for both of you. There you go. All right, now Super Bowl champions, defending champs, Chase's favorite team. I'm curious to see how unbiased.
That's right, Bill. There's not a biased bone in this boy's body. Let me tell you what. We're obviously going to split the series with the 49ers because we can't. There's no way you can beat them twice. If anything, they might lose twice to the 49ers because that's just the way it goes. Cardinals are not great. Seattle's the worst team in the league this year. We haven't really talked about that yet, but we'll get there.
That's true.
The Rams' tough home opener against Buffalo. They're going to lose that game. We don't even know if Matthew Stafford's going to play half of the season. Wolford, the Wolf, looking fantastic. Our other backup, I don't remember his name. It's like Aid Pickens or something. I don't know. Oh my Dickens, it's Fort fucking Pickens. It's not what it is because Pickens is on the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates.
George.
Steelers.
Mm.
This is a conservative estimate. This was before Matthew Stafford was known to have his injury that I made this list. It could change astronomically based on this. The team is too good. They haven't lost anybody. They're most likely going to get OBJ back this year once he gets healthy. I have them winning 12 games, winning their division at 12 games.
I have them winning 11 games. Basically in agreement. I don't need to even rehash any of that. It all comes down to Matthew Stafford's health.
Again, I would like to point out real quick that all of my predictions here are based strictly on no injuries happening. This is just straight up what the teams are at the time. Like at full strength, this is what the teams.
Right, but that doesn't even make sense because that's not going to happen.
Right.
So why even bother? Now
I threw in a couple of variables every once in a while.
Now the Raiders, I'm stuck in between two tiers, Chase. 2 tiers, NATO, for the Raiders here. And the 2 tiers are between 4-6 and 7-9 wins.
Interesting.
And I'm kind of leaning 6 wins. They're going to get 6 or 7 wins. I don't believe in Derek Carr.
I was going to say, is that just because the division's stacked, or?
Yes. And I think the organization's trash. And I think Derek Carr is trash. But the Fresno State connection for our boy Chasey the Goose Goosen is cool.
I can see the stadium they played at from my house.
True.
Cool for you. Not going to be cool for the Raiders. We're giving them 6 wins.
6 wins. Chase, on
That's the most ridiculous take that David has given today. And that is on top of the fact that earlier he said the Giants are winning the division.
I was going to say.
This is by far the most ridiculous thing he said. Derek Carr, as we all know, Hall of Fame quarterback is what he will be. The guy does not lose games. He doesn't. He's had one of the most dysfunctional organizations of all time and has continued to win games. Now he has his number one receiver that he's ever had in his entire life, Devontae Adams. That offense is absolutely stacked. Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Josh Jacobs, if they even play him. I don't know what's going on with that. But they have him playing in like all the preseason. Like, what is going on? We don't care about Josh Jacobs anymore. Their defense is one of the best defensive lines in football. What are the 2 most important things? Protecting your quarterback and getting to the opponent's quarterback. Their defensive line might be the best in football. It's just not a discussion. Their secondary has been shored up as well. Their linebackers are decent. But overall, that team is way too good. That team is so good. It's better than the Broncos team, in my opinion. They're going to go 11-6 this year and get 3rd place in their division. Right behind the Chiefs and the fucking Chargers.
It's a ridiculous division, man.
By far the best division of football. It's not even close. If I go to the board here, it looks like we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They only have them at 8.5 wins. I think that's so low. They got 10 wins last year without a coach.
They're going to be worse.
Without a coach, they got 10 wins. They've only gotten better, and they have one of the best coaches in football.
They're going to be worse.
That's just not possible. Derek Carr has not had a coach for for more than 1 year his entire career, and all he does is win. He's the most underrated quarterback in football.
So Chase, where are we putting?
Chase, no, but hold on. How do you think Derek Carr is going to handle the fact that the organization wanted Tom Brady over him?
He has no ego. He's fine.
I feel honestly like how would you feel about that? Because obviously, GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Who cares?
Yeah,
but no, you still have to care. As a football player, as a great athlete in any realm, you have to always consider yourself the best.
Sure, but doesn't that make his stock go up? Technically, if Brady comes in there,
he's like the most
if Brady had come in there,
by far the most selfish person.
Well, if Brady had come in there, doesn't that necessarily mean his stock goes up for other teams? Because obviously that's a fantastic quarterback that no one would want to be sitting on the bench.
Well, that's true. Obviously, he wouldn't. He would have gotten.
He
traded.
wouldn't. Yeah, easily. So I feel like
Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
I'm over talking about Derek Carr. I couldn't care less.
Sure.
Derek Carr's way better than David's giving him credit. Way better.
He's a good quarterback. He's just
incredible.
No, that's overstating it. He's
so good.
He's somewhere in the 10 to 15 best quarterbacks. No. Yeah. He's not top 10. He's 11th or 12th at best.
Nate, where are we going next?
Miami
Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
Do I go? I think I go, right?
That's you, yeah.
Miami Dolphins. I have a lot of conflicting feelings about Miami because Tua Tagovailoa, what? The guy, we don't know what he's going to do. We don't know if he can throw a ball more than 40 yards half the time.
Do you need to with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill?
Exactly. That's my point. But again, can he throw the ball to them?
Yes.
It's a good team. It's a not good division. They're going to get a lot of cheap, easy wins.
And that organization's fucked up, by the way, too.
That organization is having some problems, but I think that team is actually going to be really good. But I like Brian Flores a lot. I have them in second place in that division at 9-8. I think they're actually going to surprise some people and do it pretty well this year. They have way too many weapons to not be good. They have 3 of the best route running fast wide receivers on the freaking in the NFL.
I like Mike McDaniel, Chase. I like Mike McDaniel. I like the fit here.
Yeah.
I think he unlocks Tua.
Yeah. Smart guy.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. 9-8.
Do you have them going second in the division now?
I don't know who else is
New York and New England.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We're going back to Minnesota. We're going up to Minnesota. Minnesota.
Chase thinks this team is winning the division. They're not. They're getting second in their division, and they're getting 7 wins. No, they're getting 8 wins. They're getting 8 wins.
We're just leaving it there?
Yeah, it's Kirk Cousins. What do you need to say? What do you need? It's Kirk Cousins.
Right.
First of all,
every player in the NFL is just different. They're just different type of Kirk Cousins. But here's the problem, Chase. Here's the problem. Minnesota has the worst Kirk Cousins. And it's Kirk Cousins himself.
That's not true. Kirk Cousins is finally getting a coach that will actually do things for him. No. They're winning this division this year. It's a better team than Green Bay.
Well, that's true.
Cousins is going to have a great year this year. He's got maybe the best, if not definitely top 3 wide receivers in football. Dalvin Cook's incredible. That team is very good.
Agreed.
They're getting first. But it's on a tie. They're going 9-8 as well with the Green Bay Packers, but they're winning those games and they're going to be no division winners in that.
Now, before I lock Minnesota in here for you, David, just to reiterate some of the things that you have said, Chase had spoken and said that he believes Minnesota is going to be a better team than Green Bay, correct? And you said you agreed. Sure. I agree. We currently have Green Bay in the 10 to 12 spot, and I believe you wanted to place Minnesota lower.
Yes. I'm sorry. No. Sorry. Wait. I have on my screen here. I'm doing the tier list myself. I have Green Bay in the 7 to 9 win slot. I do think they're going to win the division. I do. The Vikings are a better team. They're not winning the division. Green Bay is going to win the division, even though they're a worse team. That's what I'm saying.
But they both in the 7 to 9 spot.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct.
And
Okay.
the Bears are in the same slot too, but they're
Vegas
getting
has
they're
Green Bay
low.
at 10.5 and Miami at 9.5, so it's very close. Like Vegas thinks it's a very close. I think that
You
they're
said
gonna get the
Miami? Did you mean Minnesota?
Sorry, Minnesota. I think they're going to get the exact same score. I'm going to see myself out now.
I think
We're going to have the same exact.
I could totally see that happening. I think
Yeah.
regardless, Green Bay's winning the division in a very close race. In a close race like that, it comes down to who has the better quarterback. Green Bay has the better quarterback. They have the better coach. They have a better system. I believe in Matt LaFleur. I really believe in Matt LaFleur. I really like Matt LaFleur, even though I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Next.
Heading to New England.
Another team that I don't like.
This team is not going to be good this year.
Going to Foxborough.
Yeah, I have no idea where to place this team, Chase. Is it 4 to 6 range? I think it's 4 to 6 range.
I have them winning 6 games.
This is Mac Jones. Mac Jones at the head.
But it's Bill. Okay? It's still Bill.
They don't even have an offensive coordinator.
I could see them sneaking into 7 wins, 8 wins. Like they just, it's sort of like I feel a similar way to how I feel about, obviously there's different levels to this and they're different they're good at different things. I feel similarly to how I feel about the Steelers. Like they're just not gonna be bad. Like they're not gonna be really bad. You know what I mean? Like Bill Belichick's just too good to be that bad. However, with the division they have, it might be smart to take a Popovich, take the year off, just get a high draft pick.
They're telling us 8.5 wins for Vegas. That's what they have.
No, that's under. We're going under for sure.
I'm definitely going with the under. There's no way that this team.
I agree with you, but I don't know if it's 6 or 7 wins.
6. I think it's 6 because.
I'll agree.
David,
it's 6 wins.
David,
it's 6
do you
wins.
know
Right.
what
You're right.
do you know what New England has? They have
racism.
They have the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL.
No, is that true?
Do you know what else New England has? They have the most expensive tight end room in the NFL.
Oh, that's not good. None of that's good, Chase. Who's their best receiver? Nelson Aguilar?
Yeah, pretty much. They have the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL, and none of them can get open on routes. They have a second-year running back
Devontae Parker
with a bad offensive line that can't block currently, as they're learning a completely new system from a defensive coach.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I don't care about that.
6-11 locking in.
Just because you said that, I want to upgrade them.
You have the floor still.
I made all these points about how bad they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that made me like them more. But
yeah, upgrade. I don't know. Put him in the 7 to 9 for that guy. I don't care what he says. Put him in there.
I won't. No. We're sticking with 6. Now we move on to the worst organization, the dirtiest organization, and the most corrupt organization in the NFL.
Some of that's true. A lot of that is true, actually.
All of it's true.
A lot of it is true. It's not the worst, but it is.
It
probably
is
the dirtiest, probably.
Not probably. It just is. They literally played their players to hurt other players.
That's
so
true,
it doesn't get any dirtier than that.
Yeah,
it doesn't. That's the worst thing that can happen. The New Orleans Saints, they are going to win. This is tough, Chase. This is tough. They're going to win 6 games. They've got a great roster. Don't get me wrong. Their wide receiving core with Mike Thomas coming back, with Chris Olave, Jameis Winston slinging it. He's going to go 30 for 30 again, okay, Chase? He's going to go 30 for 30 again. Alvin Kamara is going to play the whole season. They've got a good run, and their defense is good. The defense is great. Their lines are great. Both lines are great.
Very good.
They don't have the one thing that has ever made the Saints a successful organization, and that's Sean Payton.
Yeah, we know.
Sean Payton's the only reason the Saints have ever done anything in their entire history, okay? It's him. He was the organization, and he's gone, and they're going to win 6 games.
Well, he's just completely wrong. It's a great team. Jameis Winston is going to have another fantastic year that he did
30 for 30, baby.
Before his ACL tear, where he was literally the MVP.
He's going 30 for 30
before he tore his ACL last year. I have them winning their division. They're definitely going to go get 10 wins. The low ball for the local, beat writers there are saying that they're going to win at least 10 games this year. They might even win more. Everything about the team is on the up. They did lose Sean Payton, but that team is stacked. They're
No.
saying that Mike Thomas is 2019
He's
Mike
looking good.
Thomas right now.
He's doing good.
2019 Mike
He's
Thomas.
doing good.
That team is too good. They're better than all the other teams in their division. They are going
Injuries.
10-7.
Lack of Sean Payton.
They're not.
Jameis Winston.
Everyone's just going to get injured all the time.
I don't think it. I've listed like 3 teams that I think are going to be decimated by injuries. That's not many, and that happens every year. A certain
but-
number of teams get decimated every year.
Yeah. How do you know it's not going to be your Falcons? Anyways,
Oh, because I just know.
10-7. Nate, lock it in at 10 wins.
All right, we are
Winning their
locked
division.
in on Saints. I'm actually curious to hear David speak on this when we get to him, because this one's quite controversial. Obviously, he almost made Chase leave his chair. So we're going to New York to talk about the Giants.
New York Giants. Fuck. I will go first because it's my turn.
Absolutely.
My turn.
Okay, my turn. Okay. First of all, they're just a bad team. They don't have a quarterback. Saquon
Danny
Barkley.
Dimes?
Saquon Barkley. Okay. Like, okay. Where has he been his entire life? He will be better. I'm not gonna lie. Defense isn't good. They don't really have that many weapons. It's not a good organization at all. I have them at 3-14, Nate. 3 wins. Lock it in.
Chase, if you were to state for me what the biggest problem with the New York Giants has been for the last, 5 years, I don't know. What would you say it is?
I don't know, whatever the coach's name was.
No, that's not it. It's that they've had no offensive line. They have a great offensive line now. They won the draft, Chase. They won the NFL draft. They got Kayvon Thibodeau 5th overall. They get Evan Neal, the best offensive lineman in the draft, 7th overall. They had a great draft, Chase. And they got Brian Dable. They basically took the best of the Buffalo Bills organization and said, hey, we're the New York Giants. We're like the most elite organization in football, except we've been terrible for 10 years. We want you guys to bring us back to our former glory. So here they come, and they're going to do it. Chase, the Giants are a member of the evil League of Evil.
Elite organization in football?
They're tied for like the 4th most or 3rd most Super Bowl wins of all time.
Are we talking like in the last 20 years? Or
We're talking about in NFL history. They're one of the most elite organizations in NFL history. They are. They've been terrible over the last 10 years. They've been atrocious.
Yeah.
They figure it out this year, and they win,
No, they don't.
and they win 10 games.
Jesus Christ. With Danny Dimes as your quarterback?
With the Danny
you miss me
Dimes.
with all of that. They're winning
With
3
Danny
games
Dimes.
this year. They're trash this year.
10
I
games.
don't think that spreadsheet could have gotten any more lopsided as far as
That
where
is
to
the
put the
furthest
Giants.
apart I think that we've had so far.
I'm sorry, Chase. Where did you place them?
3 wins.
3 wins.
I guarantee
I-
you they will be closer to 10 wins than 3 wins. I guarantee it.
Chase, my question for you actually on
Put
those
a case of dew on it.
on those 3 wins, Chase, that
Yeah.
the supposed 3 wins the New York Giants get, are
Yeah.
any of them within the division?
I honestly don't remember. Probably. They probably beat the Commanders once.
I was just curious.
Honestly, don't know. They
Just
don't beat the
wrestling.
Philadelphia Eagles, that's for sure.
I don't believe they do either. But
They probably
that
don't beat the Cowboys.
I don't know. I think they have the potential to upset them like once at least that
Cowboys
they
are
do
not
every year.
Bad. They're not bad.
I think that they're going to win 10 games.
That's some people are just wrong.
Although Vegas does have them at 7.5, so right in the middle of us.
Wow. How about that? All right, boys, we're staying in New York for this one. We're just going to be crossing, over to New Jersey a bit. New York Jets.
Yeah.
Trap.
I have no idea what to do with the New York Jets. I have no idea. I don't have a clue. So, for that reason, and for no other reason, besides the fact that it's the New York Jets, we're going to go 4 to 6 wins. It's the
I
New
feel
York
like that's
Jets.
being generous too.
It's the New York Jets. What do you want? Joe Flacco's apparently looking elite, baby.
That is true.
I don't care.
That almost
don't
made me
care.
change my mind.
No.
I almost gave them 4 wins, but they're getting 3. New York's trash. New York's trash at football. They always have been. They always will be.
They have.
Next. Unless you have Eli Manning on your team, you're trash. Next. And even he's not good. You got lucky twice.
All right, boys, going over to Pittsburgh.
The utter blasphemy coming from this man.
Going over to
Derek
Pittsburgh.
Carr is a
Man.
better quarterback than Eli Manning was.
Who is?
Derek Carr. Better quarterback than Eli Manning.
I
Pittsburgh. Penguins. Here we go.
Nope, run sport.
No. You don't get to keep going. No.
7.5.
Okay, so the Steelers. No. Not after that. You don't. No.
I'm first.
We seem to be having some technical
I'm first
issues.
Here. This is my. There's no technical issues. We have a despot in the room.
You're the one. Absolutely.
Pittsburgh
Gentlemen,
here's the thing.
gentlemen, I will mute both of you.
Pittsburgh cannot go negative. Okay,
That's true.
it's impossible, and it's also impossible for them to go even unless you give them a
That is
tie.
the problem.
I'm not giving anybody ties today. Okay,
Oh, they're
Nobody's
getting a
getting
tie. They're getting a tie.
Not a goddamn tie.
They're going 8-8.
They're going 9-8.
They're going 8-8-1.
And that's all you. Is that all you want to touch on, it, David?
Mike Tomlin does not go even. Or does not go negative. Does not have losing seasons. In fact, he never has. He's never had a losing season. Incredible stuff from him.
They go 8-8-1.
Their offense is actually going to be decent this year.
Yeah,
Even
George Pickens is sick.
even if Mitchell Trubisky is their quarterback, they're going to be.
Pick it to Pickens, man. Pick it to Pickens.
Pick it to Pickens. Once Pickett gets in there, it's going to be a good team. They're going to go 9-8, come second in that division. Third.
And here come the Seattle Seahawks, who are obviously getting 3 wins. 2, maybe.
I have Seattle at 2.
No.
That's all we have to say.
No, there's nothing else.
They want Drew Lock to be their quarterback. They want that. Like they have said,
Yeah.
I want Drew Lock to be my quarterback.
Yeah, it's not good, Chase. It's not good.
So then my question, to play devil's advocate here on the side of the Seahawks.
Rebuild. It's a true rebuild.
Is there any chance they shock everybody?
No.
Yes,
none.
they could shock everyone and get 5 wins.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
So we think that the absolute peak Seattle could hit is
worst
5.
team in football.
Okay.
6, maybe.
Fun fact: Vegas has Houston as the worst team in football, and Atlanta. Atlanta
Those
and
are
Houston
two
are
terrible
the two worst
takes.
teams in football.
Terrible takes.
According to Vegas.
You know who's a worse team than both of those teams?
If you say Tampa Bay right
now.
Hey, what's the next team?
We're heading to the Bay, man. Talking about the Bucks.
Which, by the way, it's not called Tampa Bay. It's just Tampa. Fun fact for those of you.
I taught Chase this 2
because
days ago.
nobody knew that except for David. Okay, and anybody that lives in Florida. So I believe I'm next, and I do believe that New Orleans is the team that I said would win the division at 10-7. Now,
Yes.
Even before the fact that Tom Brady apparently isn't coming back, and the fact also that they have lost 3 offensive linemen in the preseason here.
Yeah.
Including the best center in football who has played with Tom Brady and is like, they're very close. I didn't know all of this when I was making this list. I still had them at 10 wins because that team is good and it's Tom Brady's quarterback. They'll figure it out. But the more that these things happen, the less I think they're getting to 10. What are the lists?
Did they not add to the receiver core as well?
7-9 and 10-12.
The receiving core is very good.
Yeah, but I understood they added to it even.
Like in the last 5 years, they're the best. Like they have the best receivers in the last 5 years at like different times.
Cumulative.
Julio Jones now.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans.
Guys watch.
And Chris. Wait, is Chris Godwin okay? He's fine now, right?
Yeah.
He'll play like eventually. I don't think it's right now.
Yeah, I believe so.
So like that makes me want to give them 10 wins, but losing a third starting offensive lineman, I'm gonna go away from the list. I'm going away from it. I'm gonna say they're getting 9 wins.
Wow, we're in complete concurrence, and Tom Brady's getting injured this year. They're going 9-8.
I just don't think Tom Brady's ever going to get injured. He just doesn't get hit. He just doesn't get hit.
Chase, the last time he played football, you and I were there, and he was bleeding from his face. So I don't want to hear that he doesn't get hit. Moving on.
Real quick, just want to bring it back real quick to Tampa Bay, because what is this notion of it's just Tampa Buccaneers?
The city is called Tampa.
Yes.
There is a bay.
Called Tampa Bay. I did not know that the city was not Tampa Bay.
No, there is a bay there called Tampa Bay. The reason the sports team is called, all the sports teams in the region are called Tampa Bay is so that it includes St. Petersburg, because St. Petersburg is part of Tampa Bay,
Right,
but
but
not
it's
Tampa.
just Tampa.
The more you know.
I always thought.
I thought you were. My apologies. I thought you were saying the team was called Tampa Buccaneers, and I was like,
no.
On a side note, the only team that has a name that confusing is the Angels of Anaheim.
Yes.
The Angels of Anaheim. It's terrible. Which
moving
they're
on.
not of
We're going to
Anaheim.
Tennessee. Tennessee
Tennessee's
Titans. I'm actually curious.
I just
Bad.
don't know how you think they're that bad now.
They're bad.
Like you said that Houston was better than them, and I just don't know how you can think that.
We believe Houston is better than Tennessee.
He does. I do not.
Do we still
They're gonna
hold
get the
that
same
belief?
record. They're going to get the same record.
Now he's amending his proposition.
No.
This team is not
Well,
bad.
this is where it
Texans-
matters.
Hold on. The Texans are placing above the Titans in the division standings, but they're getting the same record.
Sure.
That just doesn't even make sense.
How does that not make sense?
The Titans are still a decent team.
Yeah.
Now, what is
Just because
where?
they lost Julio Jones? Like, why do you think they got so bad all of a sudden?
I don't care about that.
That's
So
I'm saying.
what is
That's
the
why-
reason
that's why
where
I'm
you
like,
think
they had
they're
12 wins last year?
Okay, so they lost the better wide receiver.
Oh, AJ
He
Brown.
went over to NATO's team.
It's true.
True.
I forgot.
Derrick
about that.
Henry's washed. The King's foot is gone.
Is it?
I don't know, but he's not going to be good anymore. And like not that level, not that level. Okay,
The possible MVP of the league last year, and then now he's just gone.
he's done. He's fallen off a cliff.
I don't think Tennessee's going to be
Terry
great.
Miles.
Either. I have them at 7 wins. They could very well get 9.
Yeah, same tier. We're in the same tier.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we have come to that moment where we are at the last team in the
Are they getting
league.
7?
We are going to the Washington Commanders.
Man,
The commies.
I've been waiting for this moment all day. I just couldn't wait to tell you that I just don't care about this team, and they're gonna go like 8 wins, maybe, because their division's trash.
We have, if I remember correctly, Carson Wentz is now at the helm.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, if we take into consideration of his injuries as well, I'd even say they get less.
It's
Less than 8.
a good team, but there's just so much
is a good
shit
team.
going on. It's a good team though. They very underperformed last year for what they should have been. I think they might get second. It'll be either them or Dallas getting second place. They might even get 9 wins.
Yeah.
They might get 9 wins.
Where would
I
you
actually
like me
kind
lock
of like.
Yeah. I don't care about the team.
I kind of like the commies.
Horrible name, by the way.
Yeah, not good, and their
Horrible
logo's
name.
worse.
It took
The
them 2
logo's
years to
worse
figure
than the
that out.
name.
Yeah, it
Here's
took
my
them
thing.
2 years to figure that out.
Somehow the logo is worse than Commanders isn't a good name, but it could work given the right branding. And then they gave it that branding. So that's why we all have to call them the commies. Now, because then maybe eventually they change the name if we call them the commies enough. Now,
That's a good point. That's a good point. We should do that.
their draft was quite good. I like Jahan Dotson. I really like Brian Robinson. That backfield's looking pretty good. Terry McLaurin is fucking scary. Terrence McLaurin. Woo!
Scary
I love
guy.
that dude.
Love me some Terrence McLaurin.
And that's coming from a Michigan man. I love that guy. Now, this team, they're winning 7 9 games. I don't know.
It's not a bad team. I think they win.
It's not a bad
9.
team.
I think they win 9. I think because I have Philadelphia at 10-7, Commanders at 9-8, Dallas
Sure.
at 8-9, and then obviously
The Giants winning the division, yeah.
or Giants at 3 and 4.
Winning the division, yes.
All right, gentlemen. This
with
tier's
no quarterback.
looking kind of promising. A lot of similar picks on the board from both of you. A lot of differences on the board from both of you. Some minuscule, some quite large.
Well, he is
Any
very
final
dumb.
thoughts?
My opponent here gave zero thought to this. Decided to go in completely blind and made picks based on basically his dick and not on his head. So yeah, I
Not
think
true at all.
that he is wronger than wrong, and this season will prove that the amount of time that I spent on this meant nothing, and I'm wrong too.
I agree with that.
David, any final
I agree with
thoughts?
the latter portion of that. I think that we will see that I didn't come in and think with my cock. It's intuition, Chase, and it's also a historical knowledge of the NFL. My knowledge of the NFL is greater than yours. We all know this.
That is very true.
And although I haven't put as much research into this exact season, this exact offseason, what's been going on, I still know more than you. And I'm still going to have a better record on these picks than you.
Gentlemen. And just, one final thing for me that I'm curious about, and it doesn't need to be a huge discussion. It doesn't need to, be expanded upon any further, but I'm curious. Chase, we'll start with you. Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
I was not expecting you to give me that answer.
No other thoughts on it. No dissection. No analytic. No nothing. Just who you got winning the Super Bowl.
That's so tough. Because I feel like it's gonna be an NFC team. Because I feel like the AFC is just gonna kind of cannibalize themselves to the point where it just kind of doesn't exactly work out for them.
Sure.
David, do you have an idea?
Yeah, it's the Colts.
That's right. You said the Colts are going to win. Can you explain why?
Yeah, sure. Last year, a quarterback who had been stuck in a really bad situation his entire career with the worst defensive metrics over, 15 fucking years. Not quite 15, but, he finally went to a team that had a good defense and had a bunch of weapons and finally had an offensive line, and it was an organization that isn't, trash. And then they won the Super Bowl. And that happened last year with a worse quarterback than it's happening this year. Matt Ryan is better than Matthew Stafford. Always has been, always will be. He has an MVP. Matt Stafford doesn't. He just does. And he did it with a worse team. He got his team to the Super Bowl with a much worse team than Matt Stafford had a stacked fucking team. And I love Matthew Stafford. Don't get me wrong. I love Matthew Stafford. That's my guy. Cooper Kupp's always open. But
true.
Matt Ryan is superior. He just is. And he's got a team, dude. When he has a team, he gets to a conference championship game. It's that simple. You give that man a defense, he will get you to the conference championship. Okay?
It's true.
And he's getting them a Super Bowl. And he's going to the Hall of Fame.
I love
Let's go, Matty Ice.
I love that for you. I'm going to take a bit of a cop-out here.
Okay. I don't like that.
I believe that the Super Bowl trophy is going to stay in LA. My cop-out is if Stafford is healthy the entire season, the Rams will win. But if he's not, and the Rams don't get to the Super Bowl, I believe the Chargers will go and win.
I like that pick minus the Chargers. The Chargers aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. There's 0% chance of it.
I think they're like the second.
Let me just touch on that for a minute, David. You have the Chargers going in the 15-17 win category.
That's correct, sir. That's absolutely correct.
Are we saying they're washing out first round? Or are we saying they're making the championship? Division championship, conference championship? What are we saying?
How does Vegas have the Buccaneers as the second best odds to win the Super Bowl? Have they been paying attention?
Hey, stop getting sidetracked. We're talking about why the Chargers are going to flame out of the playoffs, as if we don't know that the Chargers are going to flame out of the playoffs. Have you seen the history of this? It's the Chargers, Nate.
You're not speaking to me. You're speaking to the viewers.
Oh, he's speaking to you.
The Chargers organization has had some of the best regular season teams in the history of the NFL.
Sure.
They even had a team that I love to talk about, a team that was number one in offense in the NFL, number one in defense in the NFL over the course of an entire season, and didn't make the playoffs. This is the history of the Los Angeles Hotspur Chargers, okay? This is what they do. They can be great, and they will bottle it, Nate.
Sure.
They'll do it. I guarantee it.
Huh?
But can Justin Herbert overcome it? Maybe. Maybe he can. He won't, but maybe.
It'd be exciting to see, that's for sure.
Just for a point of reference, though, the odds in order, I'll just give you the top 5. Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Green Bay.
Wow.
And then
the
Rams.
They're terrible.
That's what Vegas has them at.
Hey.
I think it's odd. Okay, first of all, I was at the bar 2 nights ago, absolutely getting after it, and I've been cracking all fucking day the last 2 days. I went on a first date last night, cracking like crazy. You know what?
Cracking your headphones too.
I don't give a fuck. Anyways,
Well,
thank you so much for watching. I
yeah, of
know you
course.
guys didn't enjoy any of that because this took an hour, and that was way too long.
Chase, we're not yet
This
done.
actually took an hour and a
enjoyed it
half.
profusely. It was a great time, but
I want you to know that we're not done.
okay. What do we need to do now?
I haven't picked my NFC team. You've picked an AFC and an NFC team to get to the Super Bowl, sort of.
No, we were just picking who won. I was
Yes,
saying
we were
that
just
if-
saying
if
who won. It
Stafford's
wasn't-
healthy all year.
I
the
know,
Rams
but I
win.
want to think about an NFC team because I have no idea.
I don't care.
I want to look at it.
Gentlemen-
'Cause, look, my
Gentlemen-
NFC teams that I have getting up there, it's the Falcons, the Rams, the Giants. None of
On
those
that
teams
note-
get into the Super Bowl.
On that note, thank you so much, Nate.
Gentlemen, always a
Being
pleasure.
here
Always a
and
pleasure.
moderating. David, I hope you're over here. You suck.
Providing
If
some
you're
of the
not, You suck. Where
most
is he?
outlandish predictions
Where
I've heard.
is he compared to me, Nate?
Currently, he is below you.
You know,
On
it's
the
the
screen.
Cardinals.
You're
The
fucking
Cardinals are getting to the
trash.
Super Bowl.
You're trash.
The Cardinals are going to the
Your
Super
picks
Bowl
are
with 9
bullshit.
wins.
I don't want to hear about it.
We'll see you later.
I'm out of here.
9
Guys,
wins gets the Cardinals in
we'll
the Super
see
Bowl.
you at the end of the season.